Hi Metalheads, willkommen zu METALHEADS FOREVER, schon mal 572 am 24.03.2023. Willkommen zur letzten Show in dieser Woche und heute haben wir wieder Freunde bei uns, die waren schon mal da mit Siren und damals schon geiler US-Metal. Die Oldfellas sind wieder da, 3 Mann, freue mich total auf Helldown, Etherborn und Hot Crops sind wieder da und heute mit ihrem geilen Projekt Atomic Opera FL. Florida sozusagen. So, das wird heute sehr, sehr cool. Oldschool Metal, würde ich sagen. Ich freue mich drauf. Und was euch da erwartet, die Band noch nicht kennt, gibt es einen kurzen Trailer. Jetzt wisst ihr, wo die Reise heute hingeht. Power Metal aus Florida heute. Atomic Opera sind heute bei uns zu Gast. Und los geht's mit alten Freunden von uns. Und ich dachte immer, guten Power Metal, gute Oldfellas, Hermann Frank und David Rees und der Rest der Gang von Iron Allies, Full of Surprises. Ich würde sagen, let the madness am Friday evening begin. Sehr, sehr geil. Iron Allies, Full of Surprises. Sehr, sehr cool. Debütalbum und gleich losgeschlagen ohne Ende. So, ich sehe gerade auf Facebook wieder unsere ersten Facebooker, wo schon geliked haben. Bitte seid lieb, Facebooker, rüber zu YouTube, da spielt die Musik bis zum bitteren Ende. Die Sendung auf YouTube wird immer gelöscht. Das ist wie es. Nicht weiter teilen, sonst habt ihr eine Sendung geteilt, die es nicht mehr gibt. Aber YouTube könnt ihr gerne teilen. Lasst ein Like da, subscribe und hit the Rocking Bell. Und dann freuen wir uns auf euch, wenn ihr heute mitchattet mit uns. Und ihr könnt eigentlich auch Fragen stellen. Ihr könnt die Fragen auf Deutsch stellen und ich werde sie dann auf Englisch übersetzen, denn heute müssen wir wieder Englisch reden, liebe Freunde. Also, Englischbuch rausholen. Und los geht's, tut's mit Atomic Opera FL. Warum FL, werde ich gleich erklären danach. Und die Band kann es erklären. Mit dem geilen Song Hammer Down in Brandon Town. Und wir sagen Attacke. Hammer down in Brandon Town. And welcome to the show, Hell Done, Etherborn on Todd Grabs.
Hello.
Hey, what's up? How's it going? Good to see you, Richie.
Good to see you again. What's happened since 16th of December 2022 and now? What's happened between?
Let's see, about 3 months, I guess. Yeah. Just just keeping on, just keeping all the plates turning and wheels spinning, and trying to make music and get it out there, and hopefully people listen to it.
Absolutely, and we help today.
Yes, you do. Thank you very much.
We have some of the sensational album Time Warp. It's very, very cool, and I must say, after I listened to the whole album, Todd has a unique voice,
to say the least. Yeah,
you agree? It's different.
Oh, yeah.
It's something different. You're not here actually. You cannot compare to somebody. Normally we have a metal singer, so you sound like here, like there. No, this is a unique voice. Like Ozzy has a unique voice, and he has like a mean,
right,
like mean man.
Sure.
This was the first album that Todd sang full vocal, the main vocals on. We were all kind of surprised by it. It was like, okay, because originally, as they'll say, the Atomic Opera had a singer back in the day, but this time it was like Todd was like, you know what, I think I can do this. And
I've always kind of wanted to be a singer anyway, so I took the opportunity. And basically what happened, I was just doing the demos to get started and just writing the songs along with Hal and just trying to figure it out. And I kind of got to where I liked it, and they were kind of happy with it. It just kind of works, And we thought about getting somebody else, but I just felt pretty natural, It just felt like our sound and our style. It just felt like something we should keep instead of changing it,
It gives the sound a mean voice.
Right. Sure.
Now I know what I mean. Chris Holmes. Was good.
Right.
Mean man. He has this kind of voice. Also, this is the only one who does it like this,
Right.
And,
Todd does sound pretty aggressive on his vocals on this one. And
I like it. I like it very much.
In the old days, after our first singer was out of the band, and I don't even remember why, but then Todd was singing even back then, 85 when we were doing shows. You remember Todd? It was
sure,
over at one point.
I always wanted to be a singer, and then eventually I got my wish. But basically with the band, though, I wish we had gone after our first little demo. We kind of veered off more into the Kiss direction and got a little bit glammier. I kind of wish we had gone down the more power metal route at that point. So we finally got a chance to kind of come back and finish. It was like unfinished business, doing this album. It was a lot of fun because I never really felt like we did it exactly the way we wanted to back in the day, and I got a second chance. So it's been a lot of fun.
I hope you old fellas remember the 80s, because we start the show like always. We want to know for all new guests who discover you the very first time. Todd, we start with you. I think it's you are the guitar player actually in the band, but this time not like in Siren. Siren, you had a singer, but here you are the main vocalist, also the guitar player. How everything started with you, Todd? Go back back in the 70s, whatever.
How I got started in music, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, basically, it was Kiss. I have to admit it. That was that was it. I remember seeing a Kiss poster somewhere on vacation, and I'm like, what in the world is that? I don't know what the hell it is, but I want to do that. And then when I heard it, it was just great. So that was it. I would initially just get a tennis racket and pretend like I was playing. And then fortunately, my parents were nice enough to buy me a guitar. And that's where it all started with Kiss.
So we're talking to Kiss from the 70s with Ace Frehley, I guess. Not the
one.
Oh,
absolutely. Ace. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Way back. Yeah, absolutely. Right. This was like, I think for Christmas that year, I got both live albums, the Alive and Alive 2 at one time. So it was like, that was all I needed to have.
So who has a ticket already for the 2nd of December for last show in the Madison Square Garden?
I don't have one. I'd love to go, though. I'd love to go.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's already sold out. I don't know. I saw an interview.
Yeah.
with the manager?
Yeah, I'm sure. I did see them in '79 on the Dynasty tour, though, so I did see them pretty early.
Yep, seen him many times through the years, definitely.
Yeah.
So Hell, I see Kiss shirt from it's the Destroyer rocking all over. What is this?
Yeah, it looks like that the Love Gun era. It looks like Peter Criss got the bandoleros on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Old,
Here are the Kiss fanatics. Here we go.
The old first 4 or 5 albums are my favorite, but this is nothing like the Kiss image and logo. In the old days with Atomic Opera, I wanted it to be, okay, we got to be glam, over the top, but also heavy. And it's like trying to make that work was a pretty bad idea, I think, at the time. But Kiss. I think we were all Kiss fanatics.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what kicked me off too. Was Kiss. I had one of my best friends was a neighbor, Craig Huffman. Rest in peace, Craig, who was actually the first drummer in another local Brandon band, Nasty Savage, and being friends with him, and just being turned on to Kiss through him and some other folks. That's what set me off when I saw Peter Criss doing his thing, and just the pyrotechnics, and that's how I learned to play. Got my first drums when I was 13, and just put on the headphones, put on Kiss Alive, and started playing along. And that's what really inspired me to do the thing, because it's hard when you're that age, especially, and you've not seen anything like this before, like Todd said, when it just blows your mind, and you're like, this, these are living superheroes. It's different. We know them now today as the adults that they are, with their own issues and foibles, but to kids, it's just, these guys were just superheroes. And before the internet, we would just grasp onto anything we could get from them. I mean, every magazine that had the smallest picture we would buy, or sometimes leave a convenience store with a magazine minus one page, in it, admitting my criminal past.
Wow, and I didn't know this about you, man.
I know, man.
Guys, what we do today different to the last time. Last time we did the whole interview in English, and our poor German fellas, they're not all has the best English.
Sure.
What we do today, they can ask questions. I ask them, I translate to you, and I translate to them.
Sure.
So, meine Lieben da draußen, heute, wenn ihr Fragen habt an die Band, könnt ihr gerne stellen, und ich frage die dann, ich übersetze es ihnen, der Band, und ich übersetze es euch dann. Also, dass ihr versteht, was sie geantwortet haben. Okay? Deal. I would say, the first track, of course, we know the song. We played the song last time. We played today as the last song, and then you explain to me what's all about Brandon Town, and so. Sure. So we not talk about the song now. Okay. We go right to the next one. Unfortunately, it fits in this time we are. It's all the time. It's war everywhere. We have war, and I chose 4 songs from the album and produced some animated videos. And it just was hard to choose, because every song is a killer. Every song is really, really cool.
Thank you.
Really cool. Yeah, and I chose Soldier at Arms. And so we play the song, and then we talk about Soldier at Arms.
Sounds good. Go. Thank you.
From the album Time Warp.
Yes.
See the light before
I know why I chose this song. I love it.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Listening to them again, it's like, oh, that's actually a really good song.
Yes, it is. It is. And the mix between this mean voice and bring the mean voice a little bit sweet. This is like
Yeah, those the vocals at the end, I thought that came out really nice with the harmonies, and that was kind of different. I really like that.
Yeah, a lot of times when Ed and I record together, he's got a very sweet, angelic voice. So he does all those sweet voices, and I do all the ugly, kind of rough, intense voices.
Yeah, I have no power in my voice, but I can sing like a 10-year-old choir boy if I need to.
Well, this was a 10-year-old choir boy choir. It was like I love this song. Has very, very nice. I love the harmonies, the guitar solo harmonies. I like the drive. And once again, a signature on this album is definitely Todd Grubb's voice.
Yeah, but you know what? It's been a really good experience writing with Hal, because Hal is like the metal guy. Hal has the metal riffs, and that's kind of how this project was written, is a real collaboration between the two of us, because he would just send me riffs, and then I would like go through them like, oh, I like that one, oh, I like that one. And then it's like a puzzle, like, well, what is that? That is a verse, or that is a chorus. And then I would write melodies and lyrics, and how to contribute to the lyrics as well. But he really brings a metal, because I'm a metal guy, but I'm a little more of a rock guy sometimes too. So, Ed will tell you about that. He's always, more down picking, more down, you're a metal band, so he really brings the metal, and then I bring the melody, and I do a lot of the leads. But it was a real collaborative effort, and it's a really nice working relationship, because he just throws me a ton of stuff, and then I can do whatever I want with him. And he's always like, wow, I didn't think you'd use that. Okay. I didn't think that was that, but okay, whatever. So it's been a lot of fun in that respect.
Yeah. Plus, you two have been working together for 40 years. So,
that's right. Yeah, we've known each other. I can remember sitting in a car with Hal at the pub where, Avatar used to play before they were sabotaged, and just talking about songs like, okay, what are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with that? So we've been doing this for a long time. Yeah.
So before we talk about Soldier at Arms, I see Rosen. Liebe Rosen, geht's rüber zu YouTube bitte. Übrigens, sie wird heute gespielt in der Aftershow-Party. Wir haben hier schon mal ein Dankeschön an euch für das Fanpaket. Heute kommt was von euch, Musik, und wir werden was verlosen von euch. Also Rosen, rüber zu YouTube und gleich liken. Okay. Wenn ihr Fragen habt da draußen, haut's raus, die Fragen. Ich werde es dann übersetzen. Yeah, Soldier at Arms. Who gives me the story to Soldier at Arms?
Well, that is just an old, sad story of just war and soldiers. You got all these leaders that make all these decisions, and you got the poor young kid usually that's out there, trying not to die. I was very fortunate that I never had to go to battle or go in war in any shape or form. And I'm very blessed that way, because I know a lot of people that just don't have that choice. Can you imagine, having to do something that you just don't really want to do, but they said, look, you got to go out there and kill some people. I'd be like, I wouldn't want to do it. I guess I would be able to, I don't know, but it blows my mind. It's just such a deep, rich, horrifying thing to think about, but these poor kids, usually they're all 18, 19, 20-year-old kids, and, they just want to live, they don't want to kill anybody, but, you get the evil minds of, some of these leaders, and then, it's just so convoluted. So I could write 20 songs about that. I probably have written close to that. But it's just such a, it's such a metal subject, but it's a sad subject. It's nothing that I take lightly or I'm making fun of in any way. It's just an empathy for these poor soldiers. And
it's one thing to be thrust into a battle that you didn't ask for, and you're fighting for your own survival or your own country or whatever. And another thing, like I know from our American perspective, with the Vietnam War, just so many people thrown over into Asia for a proxy war that was like, okay, it was like, this isn't something that I'm necessarily fully invested in, but, especially with the draft, being conscripted to go over there as opposed to, volunteering. It's just, that is, as Todd said, that's just something that you can imagine yourself in that position of, a life and death position every day for something that it's like, why am I here? So
yeah, that's what I thought with my story. My father was killed in Vietnam,
exactly.
shot down with a helicopter. I told you before. So that's
and
my
he probably
half.
was young. I'm sure he was young. I mean, when you talk about oldsters like us, it's just and it's a tragedy. It really is.
Well, I'm born in 64. So
65.
Make the math.
65.
Yeah. You're young. You two guys are young.
We're just getting started, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Todd said it. It's he doesn't like to kill, but he want to kill. He want to hammer them down with the sound, with his axe. But metal. Let's talk about this fantastic. I remember when I was young and I bought album covers because I bought albums because of the covers, like Iron Maiden or Judas Priest or AC/DC. And your cover, this is typical old school, cool cover. And I have to show this. I love it. Here we go.
Yeah,
we're very, very happy with that. The colors, and Hal had, was the main driver for that. Cover.
I was driving Hal crazy because I was like, I just want a skull in a spacesuit. And he's like, man, how about this? Like, no. He went through thousands of images, and then finally we saw that. We're like, oh, I think that's it.
Yeah, it just says it's just like you said, Richie. We grew up where the cover had to be the sales mechanism because we didn't have a way to hear these albums before we bought them. We could go into a record store, and if we were lucky, the record store owner was someone who was friendly to us and could recommend things or say, you know what, I've got a copy of that for listening. I'm going to put that on so you can hear it. Or here's a cassette, that someone gave to me. But back then it was mostly you sit there thumbing through, and a cover would have to catch your eye and be like, "Ooh, is this?" And that's exactly, what we were going for with this is, if you see this from across the room,
right?
Is it something that would catch your eye and go, well, "What's that about?"
Or if I would find an album and it had fire on it, like, oh, this has got to be good. It's got fire on the cover,
Yeah.
I would, if I see this cover, I would buy, because this is what it says. I remember very well when I saw If You Want Blood from AC/DC, the live record. So, wow.
Yeah, that's cool.
Never see before like this with the guitar out of his, wow. That was something very special. All right, I would say let's play some music.
Yes.
All right.
And
what do we got next?
Kamikaze.
Oh, okay. Going back to the OG original.
Yes, I had to bring this song because I love the name, but so we are still in war. So,
Here's another one.
And that's my choice of songs. There are so many good songs. It's a shame. There are much more songs. They are same caliber for sure.
Thank you.
But I have to choose, and I chose this. Sounds good, cool song, and here we go. Kamikaze.
Yes.
Never
Kamikaze.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kamikaze.
Yeah.
Very,
all
very
the way
cool.
back to the beginning.
And the guitars between, that's his typical Ace Frehley. This is the heavy stuff, and then Ace Frehley's. Todd, you have now a mask. Do you know? Maybe you go a little bit to the left.
Oh, okay. Oh,
No, to the right.
There you go. Okay.
Here we go. Yes. Okay. I have this picture here, and 3 of you are here. Your bass player, he's the youngster. He's the guy for the girls, I guess, right?
He's actually in the building. I could call him over maybe in a little bit if you have a couple questions for him.
Please, I want to see the whole band.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll have him over.
Hey,
So
he looks
I've always
metal.
wondered, not to turn into the interviewer here, but so Hal or Todd, so I remember when you guys came out with the first demo, and this Kamikaze and Take Control were on that demo, and I remember just being like, wow, this is awesome. And what was this a song that y'all had worked up together, or something that one of you had working before? So what was the genesis of that song?
Well, we were just starting to write songs, and I think it's one that I brought in, and we all just we were working it out. We had a full band, and we were all kind of rehearsing as we went. So it was just one of the first things that I came up with. And
It's our first song, I think.
I think it was our first song. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that was
later on,
80
House started writing, but I think I wrote the first couple of songs.
That was 84
I
or 85.
was always a writer. I always enjoyed writing music. I started writing as soon as I could play guitar. To me, that's what you do. You play an instrument, you got to write your own songs. So that was just a natural thing. And it part of the appeal for me. That's really, even to this day, that's my favorite aspect of music is composition and writing songs. Even though you can't make any money at it anymore, I still do it, But I love it. I do. I still love it.
You know what I like? I like to look at this picture, and I see that the patches: Black Sabbath, Savatage, Green, Kiss, Iron Maiden. I see Pantera.
Yeah.
I see Riot.
Yeah.
I like to see this, and I say, okay, that's the old fellas, but still fans. You have
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Fan first. Yeah.
Is this here? Is this Keep It True, or here? What patches?
That's Keep It True. That's Keep It True.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
gotta give props to them being such an integral part of Siren coming back together. So that was something we'll always be grateful for to Oliver and everyone to Keep It True.
So this is the Kiss Army. Are you in a Kiss Army?
It's been a while. I definitely was
back in the day. I think I did have a Kiss Army card. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day. I'll just look for that.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was $5.
Sooner or later you get a Kiss coffin,
Exactly. Yeah. And Kiss kids if you don't wear the Kiss condoms.
That's right.
Kiss condoms. Do it with Gene.
Yeah.
Lick it up. All right. So Kamikaze, definitely one of the killer on the album.
Cool. That was the first one. That's kind of a throwback to the beginning. Because, one thing I might just talk about a little bit is the whole reason we did the Atomic Opera, in my mind, the new album, is when I got back into Siren in 2016, everybody started referring to me Todd Grubbs from Atomic Opera, which was cool, but we only ever released a little 2-song demo that's the only thing we ever released. And it had a lot of spirit, but it was a little squirrely around the edges. And I'm like, man, if I'm going to be referred to as being from Atomic Opera, we need to do something. And when we got the opportunity, we actually went ahead and did it. And it was a lot of fun. But that's the way I looked at it. I think I remember mentioning it to Hal, and Hal's like, really? You want to go back and do that again? But
so Atomic Opera goes back to how long?
1985 was that first demo.
85.
We were probably a band for 84, 85. 80,
a couple of years, 2 or 3 years,
2 or 3 years at the most.
Yeah, we almost had we had a bite of a little record contract from Renaissance Records to be on a compilation, but we just never really got any big bites to do anything. If I had been aware of the European scene and how we could have developed that. I probably would have put a lot more effort into it at the time. But I just kind of figured, we're not going to get a deal. What's the point at that point?
Yeah. Explain why you have this FL calls for Florida.
We just decided to do that because we are the original atomic opera. We came out in '85. There's another one. There's a Texas atomic opera that came out like in the '90s, I think. And then there's a guy from Slipknot, I think, had a band in the '90s from Iowa called Atomic Opera. So in all reality, we should own that name. But just to be cool and just to specify, we just put the FL in there so they know we were the Florida Atomic Opera, just in case. I mean, it's not like there's a lot of money involved. I didn't really think there'd be any issues, but it was kind of fun too. And Hal came up with the logo, put it right there in the middle. So just a little bit of a description, Yeah,
because
it's
there's
one Slayer,
there's
the San Antonio Slayer.
Right.
There's one atomic opera. It's a Christian band.
Oh, is there another one?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh,
okay. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Can you see the light? All right, so Kamikaze is from the table. I love this track. It's very cool. Your final day. That's the next one.
Cool.
Let's talk first this time. So it's not always the same. Your final day. Is this your thoughts? What could be your final day or?
Well, you know what? That really kind of has a pretty deep meaning. My wife's brother died right around the time that we were writing this album. He was like 50 years old, and he was a young guy, and he was in good shape, and he had a heart attack and died. It was really a tough time. And I was just writing lyrics, and it's not specifically about that event, but it kind of is. It's, we're alive, we're here. It's, time to do things because, it could be over soon. Sometimes it's over quicker than you think, and it was a kind of a reality check. So that it's, again, I tend to write with a feel and concepts and kind of stream of consciousness. And it's never really, my stuff is never really hyper specific, but it's just that feeling, and how things can get, can be gone before you know it.
Very true. Yeah, you can't take any day for granted. That is absolutely the truth of life.
That's what this makes this album as a special. It's not only writing lyrics. You dive deep in some stuff like personal stuff. Of course, I mean, I saw not long ago. I saw like a documentary, and one guy said it. This is the point actually. Don't look back. Don't look in the future because you don't know the future. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the moment. The moment is the most important. What happened right now? Now we enjoy a great music from a great band from America, international. Habt ihr da draußen Fragen an die Band? Haut's mal raus. Der Frank, hat sich gerade eingeloggt. Servus, lieber Frank. Vielleicht übernimmt jemand mal ein paar Fragen von euch, dass wir ein paar Sachen ausquetschen können. Wenn ihr Fragen habt an die Band, haut's raus. Ich übersetze es euch dann auch, was sie geantwortet haben. Okay, let's do your final day, okay?
Alrighty, bring it on.
Here we go.
You are blind forever and a day.
We could hear a little the other side of Todd's voice on the end of that one there.
Yeah, there's me impersonating Rob Halford in his kind of thematic, clean vocal style. I'm a big fan of Priest for sure.
Oh, yeah. Also reminds me of like Ronnie Atkins.
Deep in his heart, he's a softie, He likes the romantic part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have a question from Gisela in English. Did you play other places or festivals in Germany? Then keep it true.
Not yet. Not yet. We would love to. We're hoping to be able to go back in 24, and we'd like to play a bunch of festivals. It's just kind of figuring that out. But I would love to go over there and play a lot more. We had so much fun over there. It was such a cool crowd and just cool people. And the weather and the country was just beautiful. It was just too much fun.
Yeah. We're really hoping that's what we're trying to do is just, see if we can, get any leads. If we can, get over there, then we will play virtually anywhere because we just enjoy it. It's like, how often do you get the chance to go, to these other amazing countries and be around just the people too of the festivals, which is, something we don't get the chance to do over here. Over in Germany, it's like every weekend, it seems like there's some amazing festival going on. Whereas over here, we've got a few, but it's mainly, concerts, or if there's a few bands on tour that might come to your area, but very few just really, really good festivals that are within. And it's different too with Germany, the size of Germany, being able to go virtually anywhere in the country within a day's drive. It's a little different for here. If we're down in here on the lower part of the United States in Florida, and there's a great festival in California, it's like, we're not driving over to California, across, a 3,000-mile drive to go see, a festival. Maybe back when we were 20, but as the documentary movie says, we are too old for that shit now. So it's like,
Send me please the link to the, now it's officially in YouTube, I guess, right? The documentary.
Yes, it's available on YouTube for
free. Send me the link here in the private chat.
Okay.
I show a little bit.
That was Siren.
But it was Siren. Yeah. This was not. It was not Atomic Opera. Atomic Opera. Yeah, but I love the documentary. It's cool.
Yeah, thanks. We had a blast. It was fun.
Yeah, we're just thrilled that was captured. For just the experience. It's hard to believe that it's been 5 years now. This will be 5 years since that experience, and even when we watch it, it's as exciting to us to go like, yeah, that was really cool.
Where did you send the link? Send it here in the private chat, please.
Yeah, I'm working my way over there
because it's we can look, watch, and you can comment. We can do it at the same time.
I'm going to send you actually the link for the official site for the movie. Actually, you know what? Let's see. Working on it now. Sorry, this is okay. There we go.
George said, "I hope you're not blind like Stevie Wonder." Yeah.
No, you know what? These glasses are actually readers, believe it or not. So it's how I can see it. All right, here you go. Working it. All right.
Lisa just wrote to us. There is a festival called Headbangers Open Air in North Germany, where 80s metal bands from US play like Brockers Helm. Do you know about this?
That's the festival that we're hoping Siren will play in 2024. We were invited to play, and we were all set to play. This is going back a few years, and COVID kind of threw a wrench in everything, and so that's the Headbangers Open Air has been on our radar for a while. We're really hoping to do that one.
I know I was totally bummed out because Ulrich Roth was playing the same festival we were going to play, and I'm like, oh, amazing, but we weren't able to go, unfortunately.
Yeah, we were booked and had flights and everything ready to go for 2020 to Headbangers Open Air, and then it, everything shut down.
But the YouTube link you don't have, huh?
Oh, well, you can get to the YouTube link from there, and there's also other ways, because here's the thing: the YouTube link, which is available there, if you click on is only available in the US and Canada.
Okay.
So, but here's the thing, though: there is an alternate way. Let me put this special magic.
I put
link.
it now in the chat. So I hope we could watch it here now, but okay, cannot.
Sure. Yeah. Well, yes, I can. I'm going to give you another one that's. We have a special way to watch it internationally for people, and this is going to be
That the
coming out
Vimeo.
soon in Metalized magazine in Denmark.
All right. You know what?
we
We
can-
play
we can
first a
watch it
song,
now.
and then maybe we can set it up
There you
and then watch a little bit.
Sure, there you go. That should get you through where you can watch it, and anyone else who you can share it. You know.
So yeah, I got it.
Does that take you through? Cool.
Let's see.
And on that website, you can also play the trailer if you want to watch if you want to share the trailer. It's on the homepage of that official website too. If you want a quick view of what the movie's about.
Yeah. So now I can show it.
Yes.
And here we go.
Caused most of my hearing loss in one of my ears. We would practice in that shed. And at that time too is when heavy metal as a genre started to gain traction in America.
Heavy metal, the brand of loud and raucous rock and roll, is bigger than ever. Adults seldom understand the
Here we
appeal
go.
of heavy metal. It's played at unbearable volume levels, and the groups are not the clean-cut role models parents would like their children to emulate.
I wanted to be a guitar player.
Yep, I should have paid more attention to the old lady and practiced.
I remember this.
I look like
It was
a
cool.
fucking rat.
What are you gonna do with the sword?
It's a real weapon. I fight poses. I can't wait to see Siren play because I waited for so long. I think this is the most important thing, not to do the introduction, but to see Siren live. So I waited.
That is actually cool, huh? We can watch stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fellas.
Yeah.
That's
There it
awesome.
is.
Keep it true.
Cool. It's out there. Yeah. Definitely. People, if you want to, people go to that link with the metalized at the end. That's
Geht
a
raus, ist
special link.
wirklich ein cooler Documentary, wie eine Band wiederentdeckt wird. Also, this was, they recovered you. They found you and they said, hey, what is this? They want somebody to play us in Germany? What the hell? And here we go. Ja, very cool. Wir haben hier Jochen Busch. Good evening, guten Abend, lieber Jochen. Then Mike Vines. Hi, bro. Hello. Is it from your side, Mike?
Not that I
I'm not sure.
recognize his name, not personally, but we've got a lot of friends, so it's hard to tell. Yeah. But hello from sunny and hot Florida, which it is. Very hot.
Summer's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Would say we play music. Agree?
Sounds good.
And the next song I chose, another killer, is The Gods Are Alive.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, here we go. Then
Cool.
let me know what was in your mind when you talk about the gods.
Okay.
Maybe Judas, maybe Motorhead, maybe, I don't know. Here we go.
Why don't you try to take me home?
Hey, how's it going?
Cool.
I brought the kid in.
What up?
Hey, the kid is in the house.
guys?
Yeah, Mr. Ryan, actually probably one of the most talented people in the organization here.
Yeah,
Such
no doubt
an
about it.
amazing player of if it has a string, chances are Ryan plays it. So
Yeah, Ryan actually played the cello part on the last Siren record.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Here we go.
yeah,
How about that?
Ryan, nice to see you. And
Nice to meet you.
you just come to the right time now.
Perfect.
Ryan, you're the man on with the deep voice, with the deep sound, the bass.
Yes.
Yeah. So you, how you feel with this old fellas? You are for the girls, actually.
yes, exactly. Yeah, and he's got the best hair ever, as you saw on the promo picture for when
Absolutely.
his hair is down. It's like, can I have just a little of that? I got nothing.
I mean,
You know,
what's in my hairbrush head? Anytime you want.
I could probably take your hairbrush and have a full head of hair.
The difference is between the young fellas and the old fellas. The young fella has on a head, and the old fellas have on the balls. So I would say for our viewers, we won't see your fantastic hair. You have fantastic hair. Holy shit!
Yes, he does. Yeah. But if he takes his hair down, it's an extra $5.
Yeah.
So
Is this only fans here, or what happened here? That he looks with big hair.
Yeah,
Sort of big.
there you go. Yes.
Look at this.
I know.
Holy
I'm telling you, it's amazing, and yeah, I'm beyond envious. Even when I had hair, it was nothing that magnificent. I'm like, oh man,
It's just a marketing strategy so that you guys won't pay attention to my bass parts. So,
right? No, it's no fair to be that talented, And
His name is Ryan. And
Ryan Tatum.
Ryan. Yep.
yeah,
Ryan
Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
Tatum.
With
And,
Todd at the School of Music as an instructor, and we were like, "Oh, you'll play bass? That's going to be cool." So
he plays everything. He's actually
any instrument.
a guitar player too. Yeah.
Yeah.
what is his family name?
Tatum. Tatum.
And a funny story, for years I had a number of bands, and I played with this guy named Alan Tatum, who is his dad. So my bass player was originally Alan Tatum, who's a brilliant player and a nice guy. And then he got a little old, so I just got the kid in here. I put him into retirement and got his kid.
Easy.
And as soon as he has a kid, I'll probably be using his kid.
Absolutely. That's the plan.
It's RYAN, just so you know, Richie. Ryan, RYAN. If you're doing the title up.
Or why? So
Yeah,
sorry,
Y.
sorry.
Yeah. Since it will be in perpetuity, got to give him the proper cred. No, but yeah, Ryan just did such an amazing job with these, with the songs as they were being written, and came up with things that were, it's like anytime someone is so good with their instrument that they surprise you with some of the things, and add a new dimension, a new element to it. It's always so cool. That's one of the things I love about making music is just, it's these days, especially it's easy or easier to make music by yourself. You can do all the guitars and the bass and the drums if you've got those skills, but there's just something to bringing in that other perspective that, makes it so much more, usually, unless you're just ridiculously talented, so much more than you could do on your own. And that was the experience with this album, with Time Warp, with Ryan, was just, as I did the mixing and engineering, for the record. So pulling all the pieces together and, doing that part of the recording process. And, anytime there'd be a bass line coming in, it would be like, oh, this is cool. This really rounds it out. And he really plays to the music, in a way that complements it and also, supports it, and has the moments too of okay, this is a nice flourish in here. It's a nice touch, something I would not, have expected. So, so that's one thing. And he's such a great guy.
Ryan, come a little bit closer. Come closer to.
Odd, so because I got to record it in this room. So,
It was
was
right here.
It was a really nice project to be a part of, and I've gotten to do so much with Todd over the years that the communication is there. So being able to work on a fresh project with you guys was it was so fun. It was such a good time. I mean, and the tracks were already so built out by the time I came in that I was like, oh yeah. Like you could hear the bass lines before they were laid. It was
yeah,
awesome.
And he had some cool stuff. Like he put a little solo-ish thing on Kamikaze in that breakdown section. So there's a lot of little things. If you really listen, there's a lot of extra stuff in there that I probably wouldn't have done if I just done it myself. So that's right. It's always good to. My whole theory on being a musician is to be the worst guy in the band. If you can get talented people around you, that's a good thing.
And brings Ryan the fresh air to you old fellas. I mean,
Yes.
you are around since 40 years, and now comes the youngster. Is he related to a family? Is a son from somebody?
He's the son of one of my good friends, Alan, who was one of my bass players back in the day that I used to
Here
play.
we go.
Yeah.
The genes are here.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Ryan, come a little bit closer to Todd.
Sure,
because you're so far away. Go closer because you have this opera sign right.
Yeah. There you
a
go.
little bit more. Yeah,
Yeah.
go a little bit more.
It's good.
Come
Get close.
closer.
Get uncomfortably close.
Don't tell me Todd stinks.
We were outside of this room, not getting you anywhere near him. So I'm breaking.
Yeah.
I think
He's
he's
told,
the-
never look Todd directly in the eyes. Do not touch Mr. Grubbs. You know, it's the
That's why
usual
I'm
school
he's so
rules.
much taller than I am. I can just look like the guy with his beard, and that's it. It's good.
Let's do a picture. Now we are complete.
Yes.
And I count to 3, and let's Ryan go a little bit higher, a little bit because you
There
have
you,
exactly.
there you go.
No, not Todd, Ryan, because he's like. I think there's something wrong. I think
You
Todd
get up.
maybe farted before nobody kept a brave face. Okay, let's rock. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, cool.
Awesome.
So Ryan, you're connected to Todd before. So Todd, you play fantastic bass, and so he asked you to join, or what was it?
Yeah, so I actually work for Todd full time. I'm one of his instructors at the school here in Tampa, and he walked into my classroom on a break one day and asked if I would be interested in laying bass tracks on the Atomic Opera stuff. And I want to say you guys had just finished a Siren album too.
Right.
Like metal was in the air and in the building and had been for months. And it was an immediate yes. I'm always down. I love working on projects. Like in this building, we get to do a lot of creative stuff. So I was immediately excited to do it. Now, I think I started laying bass tracks. I don't think I ever had any intention of making it onto the album, like in the artwork. I didn't know any of that was going to happen. I was just laying down the bass parts. So I must have done well enough to get my picture on the album there.
No doubt. He's a member. Yeah, he's also helped us out with Siren at a couple of things where Greg wasn't able to play. He actually played bass in Siren. So
Yeah, for live shows.
all this stuff, but it's just all of our friends and all of our pals. We all play and do different projects, so it's all good.
With Ryan, I remember we would have a rehearsal and be like, "Oh, you've been working on these songs." He goes, "Oh, I just listened to it about 10 minutes ago," and then all the way through, perfect. And then the same with the next song. "Oh yeah, I heard that yesterday for the first time." It doesn't matter. It's like just nails it. It's so cool.
I appreciate it. I try to show up to things prepared. I think there was we did have a rehearsal where I think I had learned the stuff. I think the night before, but it wasn't like a walk in the park. Some of the stuff was a little complicated, but you guys are such a structured and solid band that it made it easy to know my part. So if it would have been a mess, I wouldn't have done any better.
This is not a different to Siren. Siren, old fellas, the whole band.
Yeah. Yes.
Classic. That's it. Atomic Opera has a fresh blood in it. And Ryan, it's definitely you. So is this a fucking wig or what is it? Oh, that's real hair. Holy shit. That's I call hair, So what is your upbringing? Your dad, I guess, because he was the bass player for Todd before. So you was with metal infected, right?
Yeah.
Birth.
Big progressive rock background. My first concert ever was Yes, the Return to Ladder tour, where they played Tales of a Topographic Ocean. I've always been into progressive music, but in school I studied cello. So I went a classical route at first, but I always played guitar, and I always played a few other instruments as well. And early, like in my teens, I realized that guitar was going to be, or that string family was going to be my primary thing for life. I started getting hired to play, and was just constantly like enthralled, wanting to practice and wanting to get better. And then bass and guitar became my primaries. Cello in the string family, the classical string family, I still play a lot. Like I actually just did a gig on Wednesday as an electric cellist, but I really lean heavy into the progressive stuff and the metal. Always have, always loved it. Had a dad who had good taste in music, so I got exposed to it young, and then he was a musician as well. So I was able to, it's easier when you got one parent who really likes that type of stuff. When you need that guitar or that bass and stuff, it's a little easier to convince. Like, hey man, we gotta get this. We gotta get.
Did you see Todd and your dad live on stage?
Huh? Say that again.
Did you see Todd and your dad live on stage?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was a little teenager shaking my at that time little afro of hair.
I know he used to have a little mushroom hair. It was like a little poofy thing.
Yeah, I go to all the shows. I went to everything. I remember they did a live television broadcast at a band shell in Seminole Heights when I was a teenager, and I got all my friends out there. We showed up in a big cruddy van and watched them shred. It was awesome. That was TGG that did that.
Yeah, exactly. The instrumental band. Sure.
Exactly.
That was probably hanging up at that gig. Yeah.
Yeah.
You probably started playing.
Yeah.
Like, how old were you when you started playing? You were pretty young.
Oh, when I started playing, I started on piano. Like, I had good parents. They put me in piano lessons. I would say that I started playing and taking it seriously young. It was probably like 12, 13. I already had instruments in my hand, but I caught the bug years after starting. At first, it was just something that I had to I just went to my piano lessons on Tuesdays and practiced a couple times a week. But then it was actually the school system here in Tampa that made me more interested, because there was competitive aspects to being a string player. So I started playing cello, and I started really liking it. I started competing in it. And around that same time, I made my own garage band and recorded that album in this building as well. So Todd can't get rid of me. Like I've just slowly made myself more permanent here. So, but yeah, I was young.
Let's greet a famous band from Germany. You know, Crematory from Germany.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Crematory are in a house.
Awesome.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's nice.
Greetings.
Yes. From
Who is here? Is Marcus or is Felix here? I don't know. Yeah, I love the stories. I love this. The circle is closing. It's like you saw your dad with Todd way back. And you see, if the parents are supportive and show them, you could be a criminal as well. If the parents will give you music or something, you could be on the street and in a gang and maybe killed already. So you choose the right way.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yes, it's true.
I always forgot to mention, what I like, Todd. I have to come back to you now. I like it. You think it was in Kamikaze? You screamed. You did screaming.
Yeah.
And, it fits you. It's cool.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Like I said, I had a lot of fun with this. When we first started doing the demos, Ed was kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. But it really grew on us.
It grew on me.
Yeah. And my favorite compliment that I ever got was that I sound like a cross between Udo Dirk Schneider and Dave Mustaine. So that's great. I'll take that anytime.
Yeah.
I must say, I hear three.
Okay.
Udo not so much. I hear Bobby Bliss.
Okay.
I hear Chris Holmes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
These two guys I hear in your voice, but I hear Todd Grubbs. That is the most important. This is a mean voice. This is who brings back to the cover. Time Warp is a fantastic album, and I'm wondering how the next album is. The next album with Ryan as a member, I think the next album will sound different. I think it would. I think.
I tell you what. The next album, Ryan's going to play some guitar too. Sweet. Because one thing we've thought about, if we get the opportunity to play as Atomic Opera, I would really rather just front the band and maybe play a few solos or something. So, because to play all this stuff and to sing at the same time, I don't think it's my strength. I don't think I could do it. So if we play a gig, we're probably going to put Ryan on guitar along with Hal on guitar, and maybe have to bring in another bass player. But that's kind of my dream. If I could actually just front the band and be the songwriter, that's probably what's going to happen. And next time is Ryan's going to play more guitar, and we might just do it that way. So, and currently, go ahead.
Todd says now Ryan is too busy, and he get the chicks because the front men always get the chicks, So we know this bullshit. We hear you going. We hear you. Give me the Gods Are Alive. What's the story?
Well, you know what? That is one thing that me and Hal did. He would send me all these crazy riffs, and he would have a title.
Crazy title.
Hal's title. So that was a really cool thing. So then I said, okay, what does that mean? So basically, it's just about powers that be and the evil people that control things, where a lot of people are just being controlled by these big power things. And, just don't kid yourself. If you don't think there's somebody behind the scenes with money and power controlling things, the gods are still alive. I'm telling you, it's just that kind of a song, and just about, evil, powerful people. And we got plenty of them.
Yes, there's no shortage of that. And it's funny because when Todd touched on that, like whenever Hal would, writes all these riffs, and instead of just calling them like, Todd would call it riff A, 130, whatever the tempo is, riff, C sharp 130. And Hal's like, no, I'm going to call this one. I mean, Tornado of Blood, the siren song. Yeah, it was one of Hal's riffs that it was like the song title. Doug, was like, man, I like that song title. I'm going to go ahead and, and there's so many cool ones that I don't know where you come up with them, Hal, but it's like, now we have AI. We can say, give me, the 20 crazy ass heavy metal song tools to chat GP2 titles.
I've never thought about using Chat GP3 to do metal.
Dude, it's incredible. I used it the other day. I was like, just for fun, I was like, give me 10 song titles for heavy metal songs, and it whipped them out. I'm like, okay, here's a cool one. Write a song with this title, which one I picked, in the style of Dream Theater. I just picked a band that came to mind, and literally it popped out the full lyrics of songs that would have been just like in the style that they would have written, kind of nuancing, talking about some of the things that, how they would phrase things. And it's crazy, man. We will all be slaves to our AI overlords before too long.
Oh, you didn't know I was using AI to come up with the...
But it really is a fun way to write, because I like to write that way when I get a framework. Okay, I got these riffs and I got a title. It's like, here we go. I can do that. Sometimes just coming up with stuff out of the air is a little difficult, but that's been a good thing that Hal and I have kind of worked on together. He gives me these riffs and these basic concepts, and then okay, I can do it. And another way that I tend to write is I just kind of do demos, and I'll just sing nonsense over the demos, just kind of get melodies going, and then I'll say things that are just out of the blue, and I'm like, wow, I'll end up using some of that. So almost like stream of consciousness, where I'm making it up and I'm not really thinking, but I end up, using a lot of it. It's a strange thing.
We did that on this album. I was like, is that really going to work? And Todd would just like, some of the lines would be real words, and some would be gibberish, and some would just be grunting. And it was like, that fits. And next thing you know, he'd come back and there'd be real words there, and then it'd sort of flow into a song. And it kind of just, the songs kind of went here and there, and then they evolved, and it actually worked.
Yeah.
James Hetfield does this in the studio all the time. They have a title, and then they do it line by line and put a line, and it's growing,
Yeah.
I need something from you, from Siren. Brian, don't know. I collecting messages, and this time I show you from a dear friend, from Mike Tirelli from Holy Mother, and here we go.
This is Mike Tirelli from Holy Mother.
Greg from Holy Mother.
Wayne from Holy Mother.
And you're watching Metalheads Forever.
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 And
Cool.
something like this, I need from you. I would say, motherfuckers, holy shit! You know,
I'll do it.
we are. You know, it's maybe I asked the old fellas because I asked so many metalheads radio. Nobody can tell me. So where this motherfuckers comes from the metal band? Say, hey motherfuckers, and say, you know who knows this?
No one knows it.
Yeah, exactly.
More
It's
goes too deep.
yeah. It's like one of those mysteries of it just kind of is there. Has the bear? I think a caveman. As soon as there was a mother to fuck, a caveman called the other one a motherfucker, and it's been going on since the dawn of man.
It's strange, huh?
It is. It's like, okay, is there a problem with that? It's like, technically, I am. Okay, so, you know, I am a motherfucker. What is that? Okay.
David Reese said maybe it came from the blacks. Say motherfucker. So, but I don't know. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm sticking with my caveman theory.
I like
caveman.
I'd never heard the caveman.
let my mother out of this bullshit. So, you know, guys, you can give me or us a little message.
Sure thing.
Without me.
Yes.
Let me get rid of.
All right, Todd, why don't you use Todd? You start. Go to Ryan. You know, just introduce like, you know, from Atomic Opera above, and then I'll finish it up.
Cool.
Hey.
Wait.
Okay.
And
There we go.
Hey, this is Todd Grubbs from Atomic Opera. You're watching Metalheads Forever.
Do I do the whole thing, or do I just say my name?
I think Todd. Say hi. This is Todd Grubbs. Hi, this is Ryan.
And I'll finish up with the Metalheads Forever.
Otherwise,
I didn't say the Metalheads
10
Forever.
times our show.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
And
hey, this is Todd Grubbs.
And I'm Ryan Tatum.
And I'm Hal Dunn.
And Ed Aborn from Atomic Opera, and you're watching Metalheads Forever right here.
That was a killer. Cool. That was fantastic. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man. And thank you again. Right. I know, you know, just for having us on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and we appreciate you so much. And you know, you do so much work, you know, to make this show as professional and top notch as it is, you know, let alone all the extras, like, you know, putting together the videos for the songs, so we have something cool to look at, you know, when you're hearing it. So we absolutely just appreciate you.
Because the band is cool, very, very cool. I like it very much.
Hopefully we'll get to meet in person someday.
I said, maybe come to the Philippines. I treat you here well.
Yes.
You know, I always says, and I repeat myself, I love to talk to the old fellas, and I love to talk to young fellas. In this case, now we have a young fella and old fellas in one.
You have it all here. Yes.
You have it. All right.
Great hair, no hair. We got it all.
I hope you like beer, because in the end of the show we greet our guests with a lot of beers, and we're talking Humpen hoch. Humpen in Germany. Remember the name Humpen? Humpen is like the big glasses, you know, beer. And so, Freunde, haut mal das in die Tasten rein. Humpen hoch. I drink with coffee. I need coffee because it's 4:30 in the morning.
Is it really? Wow.
4:30 in the morning in the Philippines, yes. So, and now I know who is Mike and what was it? Jochen von Rosen. Ja, Jochen Rosen, bleibt dran. Es gibt später gleich noch was von Rosen von euch. So, here, Frenchie gives you the first round of beer and whiskey.
Nice, got the whole thing going.
Gisela gives beer. Jawohl.
Yes.
So, Bier.
Yes,
Haut's raus,
cheers.
Freunde.
Beer.
Cheers.
Prost.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So,
wow. So 4:30 a.m. there. It's like 4:30 p.m. here, and then what? 9:30 p.m. in Germany.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Man, let's talk about an international. We're going like all around the globe here with this
And
one.
Berlin is calling. Eva, sei
Yes.
gegrüßt. Dann Heli in Munich.
Ah, nice. Cheers.
Yeah, sometimes we have shows we have from Serbia, we have from Argentina, Mexico,
Wow.
England, USA,
Cool.
all over the place. Isn't the technique
Oh, it's
nowadays
incredible. I mean, it's amazing. You know, we talk about, you know, when we're talking about the old guys like us, and you know what we've seen in the development of music and the technology behind it, let alone the fact we're broadcasting live video from 3 different locations to the rest of the world. When you talk about the music side of things, like with Kamikaze in that first demo, recorded in an 8-track studio back, in 85, and you had 8 tracks to work with, and you got what you got out of it. And, usually these were not big, expensive studios. And now here, this is where, the Atomic Opera album, was put together, and have unlimited tracks virtually. And, the ability to put together amazing sounding records, and with a push of a button for the digital streaming anyway, to get it out to the world. That's just, we could never have imagined this.
I know, it's crazy.
Imagine the 2-track demo from Atomic Opera in the 80s. You have a 2-song demo.
Right.
And I think it's the technique. This is something I really love too. Even with the mobile phone today, you have to bank. I send money from, I go there, and you do it with the phone. Imagine. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it is. It's incredible.
So before I let you go, Gisela asked, hope you will make it to Germany again.
Oh,
yes.
So do we.
Love to.
So do we. And here's the thing too. If you, to any promoters out there who might be listening, if you're interested in Atomic Opera and Siren, we've got 3/5 of the band there. So we'll be happy to do a package deal, and just, and be on, if you're interested, we're there. We will be happy to play the music.
How is the rest of the gang from Siren?
Great. Yeah.
Lead singer with the heads, everything cool.
Yeah, Doug is doing great, and we're super thrilled with the way that the new Siren album came out. The Mercenaries Fate album came out, and then Greg is the bass player. I actually found him, and people who watch the documentary.
He's the guy who got loose. He's always somewhere.
He's always getting lost. But I actually had lunch with him not too long ago, and it was great. So he's doing well.
This reminds me so much of this Anvil documentary. So where is he again? Oh, here we go. He's lost again. So like Spinal Tap.
Yeah, that's just how things happened. With that, we were just, we were just living it. So whatever was captured, and it's just, I love how the story came out so well between the filmmaker Nathan Mowry and the producer Chris Jericho. They took a year to go through that 100 hours plus of footage that was captured over those 6 months of us preparing, and then us going to Germany and everything to really find the heart of the story. Because it's not the documentary is not about Siren, as a band. No one needs to watch a documentary about Siren. That's just, the fact. But it's about, as we talked about last time, what happens when a dream sneaks up on you, and to watch us have that chance to live it for a moment. And that's really what it's about. It's like, wow, what happens when you get a chance to live a dream that you had set aside decades ago, and to be in front of thousands of people playing your music as you'd always had dreamed. So, and now
stop dreaming.
Exactly. It's the same thing with Atomic Opera. It's like,
it really
is. Thought 40 years later there'd be, an album, of Atomic Opera, out 40 years later. It's like, wow, this is just, it's amazing what life can bring, especially if you're just positive about it.
Yeah.
And have that attitude and make it happen. I mean, you have to do your part. You have to put in the work and make things happen. But then, when you do, it's like, that's when great people like you, Richie, come up alongside and be like, oh, I like what you did. This is cool. I want to support that. And then, we are, again, just when that happens, it's just the icing on the cake. When people listen, or when people reach out to us, we always, we're very responsive. Anytime anyone reaches out just to say hi, or, hey, I saw that, or I heard your song, or I just, I saw your video, Hammer Down in Brandon Town, and I remember my town was like that, here in Iowa, or we loved metal, and it's great to have that shared experience with people, that the music is what connected us all, even though we didn't know. We knew other people liked heavy metal, but we didn't have the internet where we could connect. So everything was through letters. It was like, oh, cool, we know we have a fan over here in Germany, you know, in Argentina, in Japan, in Russia, South America. And, you know, to have that bond of music, despite being in across all these cultures, is one of my favorite parts of making music, because it shows you that your family goes much farther than the people who are in your home. It's the people who share that love and that passion, you know, for the music. And we love connecting with people through music now.
This brings us to the song once again, Hammered Down in Brandon Town.
You can see Ryan's hair now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Open the hair for the last song.
Yeah.
We won't see the fucking hair.
Okay, you need to, Ryan. You need to unleash it. Go ahead. You've been
Unleash the beast.
Yes, and look at that. There should be music like angels and shit singing, like, you know, when you know. Yeah, exactly. Look at
fucking.
I know, man. Right? Oh.
Ed, wow. I feel so sorry for you now.
Yeah.
Here we go.
It's, you know.
Let's do another picture. That's actually go a little bit up because go closer because we won't see the fucking hair. Let's do.
You want to do another one?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so we're gonna do another promo. Here we go.
1, 2, 3. Hell, are you sleeping? Right. So Brandon Town, that's what I call metal. Now we are here. So Brandon Town, you explained last time already, but give me a short explanation in Brandon Town, why you call it.
Yeah, that's just the story of our youth. You know, that was just what we did and all our friends. And we didn't really realize how great it was. And then, you know, you think back on those times, but it's just a story about our friends and our bands, Siren, Atomic Opera, Nasty Savage, and a bunch of other ones. Oblivion. You know, we just had so much fun.
Yeah, Brandon, Florida was just there was something that metal just took root here in the 80s, and it just exploded. And it was like there were so many bands and so much energy. And, you know, every weekend, every almost weeknight, you could go out to clubs and there would be live original metal playing or covers.
Or cow pasture.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what when you talk, you know, the chorus of this song, you know, it's just like, you know, setting up a stage of plywood in a field somewhere, and, you know, having amps and passing out flyers and you know, the beer, like it said that, you know, the beer, it tasted good. There was just something about that time of not having all the obligations of life and sharing that music and that power. And you know, we were all young and in late teens and early 20s.
Young, wild and free.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it was just the energy. It was like, you know, the world was unlimited ahead of us, and it was all tied together with this music. And, you know, we wanted to
and the roots are there, because Atomic Opera, this was the roots. And
absolutely.
The circle comes again.
Exactly. So you'll see there's so many references in the music video. You know, we have the lyrics, so, you know, you can see what we're saying, but it's just, you can see how many bands and people and, you know, some of the flyers from back in the day that just to try to show, you know, what a magic place this was for us. And there had to be so many other places like it around the world that, you know, everyone has their Brandon, you know, town, hopefully, that they grew up and they had that gang of metalhead friends that they could, you know, hang out with, and you go and listen to music and go out and party. And, you know, even if your band wasn't that good, you were making music and you felt like you were, you know, your heroes.
Yep.
I agree. All right, gentlemen, I have to let you go. It was a pleasure once again. It was amazing band.
Thank you so
much. Opera FL, Florida, not the Christian one, the mean one.
The one with the mean singer.
That's
the mean singer, yeah. Hell, Ed, Todd, Ryan, thank you so much. Stay healthy, Ryan. Keep rocking, and we're waiting for the next album, okay?
Awesome.
Appreciate it. I salute you. Man. Hammer down in Brandon Town, attack, and I salute you.
Thank you.
Tirol, das Land in den Bergen, idyllische Bergseen, schneeverzierte Berggipfel, gelebtes Brauchtum, traditionelle Bauernhöfe und weidende Kühe auf saftigen Wiesen in Alpbachtal. Aber vom 2. bis 5. August 2023 wird aus diesem idyllischen Paradies ein Heavy Metal Mekka. Willkommen bei In Rock Reloaded 2023. Doch stopp, erstmal ein Rückblick. Als Nachfolger des legendären In-Rock öffnet In Rock Reloaded 2019 erstmals seine Pforten. An 2 Tagen begeistert größtenteils heimische Metal-Acts ein breites Publikum. 2021 dann der nächste Schritt. Auf einer riesigen Stage zelebrieren an 3 Tagen Bands wie War Kings, JBO und Stahlzeit Metal vom Feinsten. Und nun, Metalheads, folgt der nächste Schritt. Mit einem riesigen Campinggelände, 4 Tagen voller internationaler Top-Acts. Das In Rock Reloaded 2023 präsentiert Benediction, Masterplan, Bonfire, Mystic Prophecy, Firewind, Velvet Viper, Martyr, Suicidal Angels, Scanners, Visions of Atlantis, sowie die Local Heroes Silius, Painis, Circle Creek und über 20 weitere internationale Metal Bands. Holt euch die Tickets bei Mike's Metal Store oder in rockreloaded.at. Powered by Mike's Metal Store, NRT Records und der METALHEADS FOREVER Rockcast Show. And here we are in the Aftershow Party am Freitagabend wieder mit Verlosung. Nochmal einen besten Dank an unsere Gäste aus Florida. Yes, thank you very much, my friends. It was a pleasure. Atomic Opera FL, you rock. So, Freunde, ich sehe schon, ihr seid noch alle da und jetzt wird wieder was verlost. Und heute gibt es wieder 5 Band-Verlosungssachen und 3 Poster. Und das erste kommt aus der Schweiz. Aus der Schweiz kommt. Ich bin halt allein heute, dass ihr das wisst. Heute müssen wir alleine rocken, ihr und ich. Und zwar Gurt. Haben wir da was von Gurt? Und unser Horst ist schon wieder am Rennen. Viele sind immer da. Die letzte Verlosung im Monat März. Und ich würde sagen, auf geht's. Ich schaue mal schnell kurz nach, was es überhaupt von Gurt gibt. Von Gurt gibt es ein T-Shirt. Metal Party, jawohl, Metal Party. Ein Shirt von Gurt gibt's. Und hier ist der Soundtrack. White Death von 2015. Attacke.
I am
fast wie Modern Talking. Also, you're my heart, you're my soul. Genau so ungefähr, ne? Hab's vorher schon gelesen. Wollte wieder Ärger damit, ne? Ich kriege gleich die Krise hier. Da merke ich, wie es mal in den Knack schon wieder reißt. Mit diesem Scheiß hier. So, weiter geht's. Wir bleiben ein bisschen beim Ballern. Und zwar erstmal an die Jungs von Gurt. Danke fürs Fanpaket. Das Shirt geht an den Metal Party. Jawohl, super cool. Ein weiteres Shirt geht an, warte mal, da sind die falschen Sachen. Ja, ein weiteres Shirt von Rotting Empire. Genau. Das glaube ich sind die geilen Shirts. Habe ich da irgendwas im Hinterkopf? So, Horst, are you ready? Zack. Attacke. Wer gewinnt? Rotting Empire Shirt. Viel ist dann immer da vom März. Das geht nach Österreich. Die Sonja von den Freunden. Rotting Empire Shirt. Und hier ist der Soundbild dazu. Kill to Survive. Hier sind Rotting Empire. Rotting Empire, das Shirt geht an die Sonja. So, Gratulation. So, liebe Freunde, weiter geht's. Jetzt gehen wir ein bisschen Heavy Metal. Und zwar in Österreich. Wir bleiben gleich bei Österreich. Passt gerade perfekt. Sonja gewinnt in Tirol und die nächste Band Speed Limit. Gibt es eine CD? Und wer gewinnt die CD von Speed Limit? Horst, are you ready? Wer ist ready? Speed Limit, coole Band. Hat Spaß gemacht mit den Jungs. Es geht an die Christiana. Jawohl. Christiana, Katalapone, mit dem Speed Limit und Retired Hero.
you high. Retired hero. Over the sunny side. Hero. Stop aside and see. Retired hero. Oh, you are here to lead.
Ja, mit besten Grüßen an Christian natürlich und als Speedlimit, danke fürs Fan-Paket. Super cool. So, und jetzt gibt es was ganz Spezielles, nämlich von Rosen. Jawohl, seid ihr noch da? Rosen, da draußen, Jochen. Und zwar gibt es ein signiertes Fell von Rosen heute. Jawohl. Es gibt Shirts heute, CDs und jetzt gibt es ein signiertes Fell. Und wer gewinnt das signierte Fell von Rosen? Achtung, Horst ist schon auf Lauerstellung. Oh, fast auf 6. Zack, auf geht's. Mal was Spezielles. Bin mal gespannt. Nein. Oh. Nein. Arschlecken hat bei der Peter gewonnen. Also, das heißt nochmal eine. Ich würde jetzt das Fell haben, aber sofort herschicken. Ach Mann. Nochmal. Außer mal. Und zack, gibt es nochmal eine extra Runde. So blöd kann es laufen, ne? Gewinne ich das Fell. So trägt man Fell, Freunde. Das gewinnt die liebe Laura. Papa, was tue ich denn mit dem Fell? So, liebe Laura, du gewinnst das Fell von Rosen und hier ist der Soundtrack, hier ist Decided. Attacke.
It's always deeper, chasing the shouts, when it goes, I come back to you. Not as nothing, I won't let you go as long as you do it. Come on, decide it. What are you waiting for? Come on, decide it. Better late than never. It's not too tight. It cannot come to good. If you try to hesitate and never catch moving, after not in a chance, it's not an easy way to do. I can see your face right in front of you, just taking things. Come on, decide it. What are you waiting for? Come on, decide it. Better late than never. I see your life is finished. Do you so
Yeah. Das waren Rosen Decided. Sehr, sehr cool. So, liebe Laura, jetzt hast du ein Fell bekommen. So trägt man Fell heute, genau. Und jetzt gibt es noch eine Band, und zwar diesmal was aus der Schweiz. Jawohl, Deep Sun haben wir es geschickt, oder haben wir noch, da haben wir jeder gehabt, bitte, weil das haben wir ja zwar auslösen müssen eigentlich. Die liebe Fronal hat sich da zweimal hinfahren müssen, oder dreimal sogar. Alle. So, wer gewinnt ein Shirt von Deep Sun? Ich hau gleich mal drauf. Gemischt habe ich schon. Dann gibt es noch 3 Poster. Dann sind wir fast fertig für heute. Dann ist das Wochenende eingeläutet. Das geht zum Hermann oder zum Gerd? Zum Hermann. Jawohl. Lieber Hermann, du bekommst Post. Fast in der Nachbarschaft, kann man sagen. Genau. Hermann, Worship to Worship ist der Song von Deep Sun und viel Spaß mit dem Shirt. Attacke.
Return to base artificial intelligence is turned against us.
Jawohl.
Das waren aus der Schweiz Deep Sun. Sehr, sehr cool. So, da jubiliert der Michel schon wieder. 100%ig. Das ist genau sein Sound, richtig? Michel, geht's mal ab. Freunde Michel, mir geht's ab. So alleine fühle ich mich da. So, jetzt gibt es noch 3 Poster hintereinander. Also Elison ist die nächste Band. Und erst so gibt es einen Gewinner. Wer gewinnt Poster? Attacke. Attacke. Wer hat noch nicht, wer will noch mehr? Das passt perfekt in ein Paket. Haben wir wieder Top-Expert. Laura und Harald. Wunderbar. Genau. Und wir sind Reisen und so Eternity. Attacke.
Everything
Sehr geiles Video. Der hat sich da wirklich Arbeit gemacht, da, der Editor. Sehr cool. Elysian Eternity. So, ein weiteres Poster. Und zwar heute gibt es von Iron Fate wieder mal was. Aber erstmal einen Gewinner und was? Attacke. Run for your life. Run to the hills. Genau. So, wer gewinnt nochmal ein Poster von euch? Fronal, freu dich. Aber Aufhänger, gell? Die Freude hört die Fronal, die hüpft jetzt gerade zurück. Die sagt, nein, dass ich ein Poster gewonnen habe. Das ist auch richtig geil. Da gibt es übrigens gleich einen geilen Sound dazu. Hier sind Iron Fate und Mirage. Da haben wir noch 2 Videos, dann sind wir fertig für heute, Freunde. Erstmal noch Iron Fate und Fronal. Sehr gut. Sehr geil. Das ist so ein Sänger, ha? Leck mich am Arsch. Ja, Michel, am besten aufwecken. Sagen, Fronal, ich bin narrisch. Was ist los? Haben wir Lotto gewonnen? Na, ein Poster. Er sagt, gleich oder geschmiert gekriegt. So. Ja, liebe Freunde, wir sind mal durch. Einen haben wir jetzt noch. Ich habe jetzt einen übersprungen, weil so viele sind schon müde von euch. Verstehe. Und ich, wenn ich ehrlich bin, ich muss mir jetzt gleich beeilen, weil ich nämlich dann gleich abgeholt werde. Ich muss ja auf eine Party fahren. 3 Stunden Fahrt, nichts schlafen oder was. Wie geht's gleich weiter? Party. 50-jähriges jemand wird 50 und da muss ich jetzt auch mit. Habe ich keine Chance. Meine Frau sagt, ich muss mit. Okay. So, wer gewinnt denn das letzte Poster? Das haben wir mal ganz frech. Zack. Und jetzt einen geilen Song zum Rausschmeißen. Letzter Gewinn im März. Plattform. Thomas. Wir grüßen und Gratulation. Und der Rausschmeißer wird ein geiler Song, nämlich Accept. Accept soll euer Wochenendsong sein. Darum habe ich jetzt einen übersprungen, der passt jetzt noch viel besser. Ich wünsche euch eine gute Nacht, ich wünsche euch ein schönes Wochenende und ich werde auch ein bisschen feiern dieses Wochenende und wir sehen uns hoffentlich am Montag mit 4 Connection. Genau, 4 Connection, die sind einer die wo bei uns schon im Ding waren, in Burning Underground. Jetzt sind sie in einer kompletten Show da. Montag 4 Connection einschalten und dann wird geballert. Okay? Ich wünsche euch ein schönes Wochenende. Danke für die geile Woche mit euch. Hoffe, euch hat da genauso Spaß gemacht wie mir. Und wir sehen uns wieder am Montag um 20 Uhr. Servus, gute Nacht, schönes Wochenende. Hier sind Accept und Fall of the Empire. I salute you. So proud, so free, strong and mighty, powerful and true. Can you remember? Now all around us, pestilence and greed, famine, hate and war. It surrounds us like a black disease. Just can you learn around us? In spite of every upright intention, we live and die by the sword. It's second nature, and so the question is, can we learn? Will we burn? It's the fall of the empire. What have we done? The fall of the empire. It's the dawn of the setting sun. It's the fall of the empire. Can this place be won? The fall of the empire. Or has the end begun?
Neu, die METALHEADS FOREVER Rockcast Show Spotify Preview List. Hier könnt ihr schon mal reinhören, welche geilen Bands euch erwarten in diesem Monat. Die METALHEADS FOREVER Rockcast Show Preview List on Spotify.